it's been 3 weeks since Charlie Kirk was murdered in the most horrific way imaginable, and Democrat Ilhan Omar just can't find it in her heart to say anything respectful about the brilliant Charlie Kirk. Listen to this.
I have nothing to apologize for. It is a tragedy that Charlie Kirk was killed in that way. I feel for his widow and his children. They will have to live with that for the rest of their lives. But there is no legacy to honor. It was a legacy filled with bigotry, hatred, and white supremacy. And as a Black woman and as a Muslim in this country, I refuse to join the chorus that changes the history of what is on the record from this man.
CJ, she says there's no legacy to honour, again calling him a white supremacist. Can I get your thoughts?
It's absolutely disgusting. In the same way that she can't find any nice words to say about Charlie Kirk, she oftentimes can't find any nice words to say about America, because that's exactly the type of person who she is. And she reminds us of that every single day. She wants to talk about the legacy of Charlie Kirk. I'll talk about the legacy of Charlie Kirk. This was a man who prided his entire life on free speech, the exchange of ideas, regardless of whether or not you agreed with him or not. He would go into the lion's den, he would go into the belly of the beast and simply state his case, and he would encourage you. He would invite you to challenge him. And you know what? That's what makes America America. The idea that he was some white supremacist because he was anti-DEI, anti-affirmative action, maybe that's your own bigotry peeking through. Because here's the deal. I don't need DEI to be successful. I've never needed affirmative action to thrive in this nation. And so the idea that somehow, some way, Charlie Kirk is some big and avowed racist because he didn't support those things is absolutely disgusting. And Ilhan Omar, I can't even begin to say just how disgusting, she is in her rhetoric and how she speaks about this country, how she speaks about, incredible luminaries like Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
But I think your audience probably knows a lot about that. And so I'll leave it to them.
Oh, 100%. Well said, CJ. Let's talk about the legacy that is living on, the legacy of Charlie Kirk. There is a generation of Charlie Kirks right now living more boldly, more truthfully because of Charlie Kirk and the amazing person that he was and everything that he did. And right now we're seeing thousands of people, they're returning to church. They are also wearing the Freedom T-shirt. So thousands of people at Penn State football put on Charlie Kirk's Freedom T-shirt at Saturday night's game against Oregon, and the footage and photos of the students wearing the shirts, I should say, went absolutely viral around social media. And looking at this, it's just one example of how many, many people right around America are honouring his legacy, CJ.
You're exactly right. I mean, there's a revival happening in this country right now where you have people who were once afraid to stand on their values, to stand up for their beliefs, and to proudly proclaim that they were conservative and proud to be an American, are now saying, I'm no longer going to censor myself. I'm no longer going to hide in the shadows. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to stand in my truth. And I'm so glad to see it, because that's exactly what Charlie would have wanted. We can no longer be the silent majority in this country. We see where that has gotten us. We have to be the loudest held majority that's going to fight for our country, fight for our values, and do everything that we can to advance them, because America is not great because of people that sat on the sidelines. America is great because people that forced themselves to the front lines and said that we will not allow America to be diluted. We will not allow America to be dissipated. And I got to say, I am so excited about what the future holds, because Charlie's legacy is not just alive, but it's alive and well.
Absolutely.